Hey friends, this is the roughest looking hardwood floor I've seen. And what really stinks is this crawl space door in the living room. Do I move it? Well, there's no good space to put it. I can't use a floating floor either. It'll just seal it off. I'm pulling out the big one. The big stencil, that is.
I'm Randy Vaughn, and this is Michigan Floor.
I'm the real deal. I look for dilapidated properties that need work, time, energy, money. I renovate, I hire, I fire, I get injured, I get filthy. I deal with contractors, I deal with men and women, the dead creatures and the living creatures. Whatever it takes to get a house back on the market. And I share my experiences with you. Why? If I can do this, you can do this. The floor to be stenciled is in this house, and I'm going for a cottage farmhouse theme here. The look of handcrafted stencils ties in perfectly. Stencils are trending for walls and floors, but as crazy as it sounds, the art of stenciling has been traced back to Paleolithic cave art as early as 40,000 BC. 9,000 years ago, the artists could have looked like this. Ancient Egyptians also used stencils in their hieroglyphics.
Hey Lindsay, why'd you come over to visit me?
To stencil a floor. I am really curious how this is gonna turn out without us getting paint all over ourselves.
So I have stenciled before, and I was telling Lindsay, who's a fellow investor chick like me, and a good friend in Michigan. So she came over and we're gonna stencil a floor together.
Let's step back a few days. I had to prep that existing floor. I pulled out nails and staples and used a floor screener to loosen up old paint and debris. When you're stenciling on a floor this rough, use a deck paint. It's thick and fills well. I rolled 2 coats on these floors. I bought my stencil on Etsy from Elegant Stencils. Etsy seems to have the best variety of stencils to choose from.
It's important to know what your design's going to be. What do you want your floor to look like? Go online. Check out stenciled floors and see what inspiration is going to work for you. On this floor, it'll be like a checkerboard in a sense. So I have this in my head, what I want it to look like.
Determine the stencil layout in your space. I'd like my layout to be symmetrical, so it bleeds off the wall edge the same distance on both sides of the room. I'm measuring from the center of the room to determine the equidistance placement.
I'm confused. I have questions.
Check out my inspiration.
To do this layout, I'll need to place a stencil every 22 inches, the corner-to-corner measurement of my stencil design. This first row is the most difficult, and I'll use it to plot the other stencils.
Use the flooring as a guide to keep your alignment correct. So the top and bottom is going to be in alignment with the floorboards. You don't need spend a lot of money on accessories to stencil your floor. You need a stencil, you need paint, and you need an application tool, which is, for me, this roller today. Stencil brushes, they cover that much space. So for me, I don't have the patience. What I'm doing is just rolling it. Do not oversaturate your roller.
Awesome, on to the next one.
I'm using this Conco paint. It's a flat paint for the stencil color. All the paint is flat because I'm going to be putting a polyurethane over it, and I want as much tooth as possible for it to stick. Conco is made by Sherwin-Williams for Menards. Lindsay's trying this now. Be careful not to oversaturate that roller.
All right, we have her lined up. I'm not sitting in the wet one. All right.
Make sure you hold on to it.
Remember, if you have a rustic-looking floor, your stencil going on will also look rustic.
Whoa. Good job, Lindsay.
Krav Maga.
Washing this big stencil is a necessary pain. Here's a tip. Buy multiple stencils to rotate. It's more productive.
I'm looking for a distressed look. I am not worried about perfection of my stencil. If you are a perfectionist and you want everything perfect, you will hate doing stencils. Because the nature of them is, if you're doing a full floor or wall, boy, it will be a very tedious task. I had to roll the stencil up onto the base molding.
There's going to be a gap of space. I will have to go back in with a detail paintbrush and touch it up.
Lindsay and I made great progress on the floors. Here's a sneak peek. They're looking good, but they're not done. They need touch-up, polyurethane sealing, and shoe molding for the perfect finish. We have a little damage control to do too.
Doing your own stencil floors can be a bit time consuming. They're very rewarding, cool, and unique. So if you want to see how my floors are finished with all the bells and whistles, watch out for my next video, Stencil Floors Part 2. I want to extend a big thank you to Lindsay. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. And check out the link below for elegant stencils. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.
I do need a smaller stencil. A smaller roller. Stop taking that.
No.